on. Hey, look, I just want to let you know, I worked on my mic. I worked on my background. I took my advice from my therapist. I said, everybody is riding me about my mic and my background, so I tried something new.
Yeah,
Welcome. It's
a
November
guy with a big
20th.
mouth. Hey, it's good to see you, Tim. I'm glad
Yeah,
that I had the same problem. Listen, podcasts are a pain in the ass. I hit a simple button on my computer that said you needed to upload new shit. I don't know, what is it called when you
yeah.
whatever.
Upgrade, up
So
this
I
and
hit it.
that.
15 minutes later, it said your computer's been updated. And then what it did is it put a new program on my computer so that when I go to use our podcasting um, platform, it
Yep.
doesn't allow it to work unless I hit all these little buttons giving it permission. So I spent an hour
Yeah.
and a half trying to figure out how to turn my
Yep.
mic on.
Well, I deleted some files thinking I was getting rid of a few things, and I wiped out my program to rebuild our intro. So and I found this out at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I says,
Oh
"Oh my
shit!
God, he's
Hey,
going to
Timmy,
chew
listen, I'm
into
going to
me."
just jump into some co-host stuff right off the get
Yeah.
go. This is really important, and I think the citizens of Cohoes need to know what's really going on, and
Yep.
it happens to be in the Department of Public Works. Now, listen, I was a firefighter for this city. I knew the cops in this city and the politicians and all of the other workers, right? But nobody makes the city completely work like the DPW,
That's
right?
true.
Every aspect of your life, flushing your toilet, needing to drink water, needing the streets to be clean, plowed, whatever.
Your garbage pickup, name it.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are the cog that turns the wheel, man. They make
hmm
Cohoes great, if in fact it's
Yep.
going to be great. And unfortunately, you know it, I know it. Everybody that we talk to will speak off the record about it. But the
Yep.
DPW workers right now are down 10, at least 10 employees from when I was
Yep. At
running the
least,
city.
yes. At least.
And
At least.
and they're down 10 employees because the city treats them like shit. They're
Yep.
quitting at an alarming rate. We're talking about
And the
people
ones we
who
have, Sean, don't have all the licenses that they need to drive vehicles, and some are just as Keeler would say, just laborers, without getting proper training. Go ahead.
yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. They don't have the proper training. Timmy, if we have a snowstorm tomorrow, they don't have enough people who have ever plowed.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not going to be able to plow the streets. And these morons don't care. You have Steve Hennessy who treats the workers like, they're slaves and he whips them into place, right? They can't
hmm
stand him. Everybody who emails me off the record or stops me in the street says, I hate this guy. I've never been treated like a peasant. I've worked in
hmm
this city for 20 years. And this clown who doesn't know how to have any dialogue with people um, and thinks he knows every single thing about everything and he doesn't know shit. And as we know, the one time he went up to the water filtration plant, messed around with the chlorine. We had such high chlorine that it would have killed the fish, for Christ's sake.
Right,
And people were
Waterford and
drinking it.
Green Island were complaining about
Green
it.
Island was everybody was peeing yellow before he touched it, and then it was green, and the glue you could glow at nighttime because he was turning up the chlorine.
hmm
Your eyes turned purple.
Yeah, and right, they got one mechanic for 50 vehicles, okay? When they used to have five. And guess what? These salters, they got five salters that go in the trucks and stuff. They're so corroded and rotted, okay, that they're trying to pull them apart, find a way to get those motors working again to salvage these things. I mean, neglect, it's just total neglect. And it's because
And
they don't have the manpower. Everybody's leaving.
yeah, sadly, the reality is that these people are in crises, Tim.
They are.
The city's in a crisis, and they won't admit it to you, but they really are. And when you're down 10 people, now imagine this though, you're down 10 people, but being down 10 people doesn't mean you have all those people working
Yeah.
because people go on vacation, people take time off, people
Call
get
in sick if
sick.
they're sick. Yeah. No.
So when you're working with a skeleton crew, you can't afford to have anybody call in sick. I
Yeah.
mean,
Or go on vacation. And yeah,
it's
it's a
bad.
real problem down there. It's almost, I would say it's epidemic down there. And look at kudos to the ones that are getting the work done. Okay, but there's nothing left for all the things that they have to neglect, like the sinkhole over there behind J Street. They don't have the manpower. Okay, and it's nobody's fault but Hennessy's.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad for them because I know these guys and I know
Yep.
they worked hard. A lot of the people are seasoned employees that would have been here for careers. These are career jobs.
Yeah.
They just quit. They
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
Some of
And
them left with no job. Some of them, jumped in and went to the state. Other ones left, that kind of work altogether. But there's
yep.
a common thread amongst all of them. Keeler doesn't care about them, disrespects them, ignores them, and Hennessy treats them like pieces of shit. And so now, folks, if you're watching the podcast, we're down 10 DPW workers. You better hope it don't snow because we're in trouble here. As one of them told me the other day in an email, and one who told me when I ran into him downtown, DPW is in crisis mode.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and
Crisis.
remember, Sean, what even the mayor did besides Hennessy. What did he say to Al Paul during the council meeting? You're just a laborer.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean these guys are the heart and soul of the city when it comes to keeping you know our trash out. Okay, picking up all the leaves, all that stuff, keeping the water and the sewer there going. They don't even have a supervisor at the water filtration plant that's qualified. That's what I'm being told.
Well, I can only tell you that everybody who I talk to
Mm-hmm.
has shared the same thing. If you
Same
live
thing.
in the city, if you live here, just walk downtown.
Yeah.
Timmy, it's a shithole. There's weeds everywhere. There's garbage everywhere. And Tim, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you straight up. We have become a city that went from a bustling downtown,
Yeah.
a city that for 2 years in a row were the fastest growing city in the capital region. And all of a sudden, Tim, all of a sudden, we are now a city once again that has barbershops, which I believe you need some, beauticians, you need some,
Mm-hmm.
aftermarket, what do they call them? Antique stores and aftermarket stores where you go in and buy stuff, secondhand. All of those places may have a spot here, but they are now filling the city. That's what was here when I took over. Now, granted, for the business itself, maybe they can make a little money in Cohoes, but it does not take Cohoes and fill it with people and turn it into a destination where people every week want to come down to the city and go to the music hall, go to a restaurant, hit a bar, go to the American Legion, go to a festival on, the streets in Cohoes. We don't have it. We had it. Timmy,
Yeah.
we were in magazines. I hate the Times Union. You know I do. But for 2 years in
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
row, for the first time in the city's history, you know what we were? We were a top 3 city, which means out of all of the capital region, people voted for Cohoes as the up and coming top 3 cities. We had number
Yeah.
2 restaurants, number 1 music hall, number 1 Rock the Block Park. Rock the Block was quickly becoming the capital region's best place to go. How the freak does it take us 50 years to get there and only 3 years to ruin the whole entire downtown?
Mm-hmm.
Explain that to me.
Yeah. And anybody that you talk to really will tell you the same thing. Okay. It's the morale in the city. I think itself morale. Okay, is down now. They may be able to put on events here and there. People go to these events here and there like this. But overall, okay, overall, um, we don't have the bling that we seem to have just four or
No,
five
there
years
ain't no
ago.
bling. There ain't no bling. I go
You know.
downtown and I'm telling you, people can't wait to come up to me to tell me how bad things are. I say,
Mm-hmm.
I say, look, I don't want to think about the city being bad all the time because there's good people that
Me.
do good things, right?
Yep.
But the city itself has no direction. First of all, we have a guy who's running economic development who's never done it in his life. And it's quite
Hmm.
clear that he's never done it in his life. And somehow they stand up and they cheer on the fact that they're opening up another beauty salon. Now, I don't want to knock the beauty salons, but do you need
Right.
7 of them on Ransom Street? Does 7 of those in any way help the city of Cohoes? Or does it go right back to this? The DPW is taking off. Our streets are dirty and filthy. The people moving in under Steve Napier are businesses that may be able to be beneficial for their own self, but do nothing for the city. And I'm not saying all of them. There are people that will come to the city to get their hair cut. There are people that will come to the city to buy some aftermarket stuff, but they're not coming back to drink beer and eat in our restaurants and pay $1,800 a month to live in the downtown. Those
No.
days are gone, and they're not coming back under this administration. If they can
Look,
ever come back again, because I'm going to tell you something, it's not easy to get people to invest in your community. It's not. I spent
yes.
more time traveling all over the place trying to get people to come and look at this beautiful historic city and listening to a vision that we had. And little by little, that vision was coming to fruition. And people were like, holy shit, this downtown can be something special because it's right in the heart of the capital region. It's easy to get to. The Rock the Block is kicking ass. The music hall is kicking ass. They're building $5 million buildings in the downtown that ain't seen $5 worth of construction in 50 years. And boom, it's gone.
Well, you just
Steve
drive down
Napier,
Rentham Street and see all the
Brian
empty
Keeler.
storefronts, okay? If you see all these empty storefronts on Rentham Street, okay, pretty much speaks for itself. Look at Mike Hostig said that the music hall is going to celebrate its 150-year anniversary, and very little advertisement
I wouldn't have known it.
for that thing. You know?
It is the 4th oldest active music hall in the country.
Mm-hmm.
It should be getting accolades like, the Yankees if they won the World Series. For God's sakes, we should be having a huge party downtown.
Yeah.
We should have bands playing in the Canal Square that they've allowed to become a shithole and be ruined, and all the instruments ripped out of the ground and weeds everywhere. If you live in this city, take pride, people. If you live in this city and you want it to come back, you better speak up. Go to the council meeting. Talk to these people, because they're all patting themselves on the back like what they just did with their budget. Like that budget is nothing more than bullshit. If you think that
something
the
wrong
city
with
is
that
flush
budget.
with money, they're flush because somebody gave them money. The federal government gave them money. The state gave them extra money for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a funny story. Last week in the Troy Record, yes, there's still a Troy Record, there was an article in there about all the capital region mayors, basically begging the state of New York to increase the state aid to cities by $50 million. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, we're hurting. And I
Yeah.
feel bad for some of them, because I know some people are very fiscally responsible, and they're still struggling, right? They got to provide services and make sure that the city has the things that they need to be a place you're proud to live in. But what really got my goat was listening to Keeler. Okay. Keeler's in there talking about, they need more money because the city's expenses went up. Why, that prick took $60,000 for him and his family, 20,000 for him, 20,000 for his daughter, 20,000 for his brother-in-law, 60,000
Mm-hmm.
for the next 4 years. That's
Mm-hmm. Yep.
$1,000 if I can still do Cohoes math. On top of $1 million.
Yeah, and he's down about 670,000 for the solar panel
Well, that's what I'm
project,
saying. Cities
and
have,
he's killing us on 92 grand a month for an ambulance.
yeah, and somehow they're telling us that, they're in great shape, and they're not raising your taxes because they're spending your savings account, or they're spending the money that they got. He's been blessed with a handful of money that nobody's ever had in the city.
That's right.
Okay. And he's
He
squandering
got a
it.
lifeline.
Yeah, he got a lifeline bigger than anybody else, and he's squandering it, Timmy. But the reality
Yeah.
is, it's going to come back to haunt him. All these people that love this city and want to live here. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. When I walk downtown, I'm heartbroken, because I seen the thing coming back to life.
Yeah,
People
it
grab
was.
me at the local gin mill, having a beer. They're heartbroken. I can hear it in their voice. When people say I loved living on Remsen Street, I was paying 1,800 a month. But you know what? Now there's bums pissing on my truck and leaving beer bottles, and I get up in the morning and they're laying on the sidewalks and nobody's doing nothing. I'm not paying $1,800 a month. We moved out. 7 people told me they moved out of the downtown in the last 6 months that I talked to them that were paying $1,800 a month because they said it went from a Saratoga feel to like a downtown Albany
Yeah,
feel.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's pretty sad.
You know, what I did, Sean, is I put in a FOIL request, Freedom of Information. I wanted to find out what the labor warranty is on these LED lights for the for the installation, right? And give me an upfront straight answer like that. It's being deferred to this one, deferred to that one. But I read the paperwork on these things, right? And they said they got a 3-year warranty and a 10-year warranty replacement for the fixture, but the 3 years labor. I can't get a straight answer on that.
You're not
Okay.
going to get a answer because
No.
that's
Oh,
government.
and another thing I try to get a straight answer on is who did the redistricting in the city? How was it done? Who paid for it? And I'm trying to find that on out for the people of
Oh,
Cohoes, okay?
it was done by a former assemblyman out of Albany. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The people had no say in it because there was not one meeting.
Right.
And that's the reason, one of the reasons that the council member on the island lost
Yeah.
because he just totally disregarded the will of the people and went
Mm-hmm.
along with puppets and did a puppet show.
Right.
And I
And that was
told
just done by
everybody
a
who
local
was
law.
right.
Right.
It's just
They changed it with nothing more than a vote of a local law.
yeah, they didn't put any effort into it to make sure that the district
Right.
stayed the way.
You even got booted out of your ward, okay? Where anybody went to you or any of your people in that area say, hey, this is what we're looking to do? It didn't happen. I didn't mean to get off track.
Let me tell you the funny story, Timmy. Here's the funny
Yeah,
story.
you did.
3 people come to my house and say, "Hey, there's going to be a council seat open. Are you interested in running for that?" Now, the people that came to me, I knew
Mm-hmm.
they weren't looking out for me or asking me. They're on like this fishing expedition, right?
Yeah.
So they come to my house. Now, Timmy, do you think I'm interested in running for city councilman? I was the mayor of
No.
the city. You think I want to be a city councilman now?
No.
So I told every one of them, yeah, it's something I'm really interested in, and I'd be a good fit. And all of a sudden, the redistricting happened, and my
Yep.
house was taken out of the district, so I couldn't run for the seat. And I had a laugh, and I called those
Yeah.
people up. I said, "You phony bastards! I hope you
Yeah.
realize that you look like fools because."
Yeah.
I had no interest in running for politics. I was never going to run for a committeeman seat, and the fact that, or a councilman seat, and the fact that you moved my house out of
Yeah.
the district so I couldn't run shows you how foolish you people are.
Yeah.
Keeler is the number one clown in the city. He runs the circus, right? He is the clown of
Right.
all clowns.
Well,
Guy that's
and
got
we
the
all
city falling apart.
right, and we all know how he threw Fife out of office right on up until December when he said everything's
Yeah, the
cool.
guy's
He
got
sees
no
no
clue.
reason.
The guy's a liar. He's got
Yeah.
no class. He was a state trooper.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell he got through that job, but he won't look you in the eyes. He doesn't tell nobody the truth. He won't meet with citizens.
Yeah.
And the city is a glowing example of a failed mayor who's
Yeah.
run the city right into the dirt.
Well, he
Timmy, I
tried to
want to
get
jump
the.
into
Yeah.
I want to jump into something else because you know what?
Sure.
Everybody knows what they see in Cohoes. I
Yeah.
want you to
Rachel Maddow.
yeah, because I had to listen to this because
Mm-hmm.
it cracked me up. So the media, who I've said is the evil empire
Yeah.
for how long on every show we've ever had, right? The left,
Mm-hmm.
left media, they can't get out of their way. They're so stupid they don't know when they lost the argument. They
Mm-hmm.
lost the whole entire country because of their far left crazy plans that they have and ideas, but they
Yeah.
just can't accept it, right? But I want you to listen to this because this cracked me up. The whole point of this video is that
Yeah.
Trump has put forth his cabinet,
Right.
and these people can't accept it. So they're talking about who's vetting these people, who's responsible, what kind of clowns is he putting in office.
Right.
to make sure there isn't going to be any leverage against them. This is this quack from MSNBC, who is the company that owns it, is breaking it up and getting rid of it, right? Because they're all
Yeah.
dying. CNN, they're in trouble. Talk about laying off, but listen to what she's trying to say, and let it soak in, because she's a moron. Well, I don't know,
What
because
about Bill Clinton?
well, how about
And
we just take a
Monica?
look at Joe Biden?
Right, right.
So
Is
here
that Rachel Levine? And who's the other one? That looks like Mike Hostig with lipstick.
Diane says you can't hear nothing.
Really?
I don't know. There was a couple times the computer went in and out. This program that we have.
Let's do a quick mic check. Hey, Diane, can you hear me? Say yes or no. Send a message in. I wonder if it's EV Mux itself, Sean.
I don't know. We couldn't hear anything. Can you hear me now? Let me ask him.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I really don't either.
I can hear you good. You can hear me good, right?
What was it that you couldn't hear? Was it the video, or was it me and Timmy? Because basically what the video was saying is that Donald Trump is putting these people in office. We can hear both of you, but we could not hear the video. All right, I'll have to figure out what the hell's going on with the video. So the video basically was telling you that.
Well, Sean, just so you know, I could hear the video.
Yeah, me too. I
Okay.
hear you guys, just couldn't hear the video. So it could be
Okay.
Lux. Sorry about that, because it really.
Thanks for the feedback, people, because we didn't know that you couldn't hear the audio. We could, but we don't know why you can't.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay. But anyway, about these two clowns.
So the whole point of the video was this clown is trying to tell you that Trump's putting people into his cabinet that are not worthy, and they should be vetted better because they're not, capable or qualified to do the job. All why the president, Joe Biden, puts in these two people, right? You
Right,
had the
right.
Department of Energy. I don't know the guy's name. I can't remember, but he only was arrested 4 times for, he dresses up as a woman, puts big lipstick on, and then goes and steals people's luggages at the airport, right?
He dresses up like Ronald McDonald without the hair.
Yeah, then he's got Rachel. I think it's Levine, if you say it
Rachel
right.
Levine.
She was the assistant to the Department of Health. She was telling your kids how to be healthy. Why it's a man dressed as a woman.
Right.
Okay? I mean, this is crazy. So their woke liberal agenda pushes these kind of people. And you know what? Tell you the truth, I don't really care. If they're qualified to do the job and they're not out stealing your luggage at the airport, and this guy's not telling kids, the opposite of what's healthy, because I still think there's a mental illness behind these people who are struggling with their identity. But to somehow say that people in the, like, John F. Kennedy Jr., what's his name? John Kennedy Jr.?
Yeah, John F. Kennedy Jr.
No, I don't think it. What the hell is his name?
Well, who are you talking about?
Kennedy is it?
Well, while you're looking at that, so here's what Congress did today. They have a transgender male dressing as a woman, and they just set a rule in Congress, in the Capitol, any of their public buildings there, that this person must use a men's bathroom, is not permitted to use any of the women's bathroom, facilities, gyms, showers, any of that stuff. So Congress can turn around and say, oh, no, not for us. But then they look the other way when these same people guys are playing on women's volleyball teams. Okay?
No, that's not technically true, Timmy.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The Republicans wanted to stop anybody who's got a penis from going into the woman's room. The Democrats said they're going to fight to the end and not let that happen. So it isn't Congress passing laws that are
They
letting
didn't
it
pass a
happen.
law. They made a rule.
No, no, no. This lady, one of the members of Congress, put in a right. I think it's a rule change. It's still got to be voted on.
Well,
Whatever.
that's a bill. She put in a bill, but the speaker just made a rule. He can make his own rules. That's what the rule I'm talking about.
But it's not Congress as a whole telling people they want you to use the ladies' room if you're a man. It's
But
the Democrats, Timmy. It's the woke Democrats.
yeah,
The Republicans have been against it from day one. That's what I'm trying to say. The reason they freaking lost, the Democrats lost, is because
yeah,
they can't see past their own stupidity.
yeah.
And
Well,
here
what?
they are now. When a transgender woman or man, I'm not sure which one it is, wins the election to become the next congressperson as a trans. I believe it's a man dressing as a woman, right?
Yes, it is a man dressing as a woman
Because
who
the
won their
man
who
dressed.
they won their election for a congressional seat.
Well, congratulations. I don't have
Right.
a problem with them running. But if they have to take a leak, go stand up in the men's room.
And that's what they were told to do by the
And
House Speaker.
that's the battle that's happening, Timmy,
Yeah.
because right now you have the Democrats saying that they're going to fight this tooth and nail.
Hmm.
So Congress, Democrats, morons, still don't recognize what the country wants, and they're going
Hmm.
to keep pushing their own agenda. Just like they're
Yeah.
talking about the border crises, where
And the
all these
sanctuary
tough,
cities.
yeah,
Right.
all
All
these
these
big tough Democratic governors, they're all a bunch
right.
of lazy
Yeah,
clowns.
these mayors
We're
and
gonna
every.
fight to the death.
Hmm.
They're gonna have to go through me. They're all a bunch of out of shape fat
They
people
don't realize they lost an election.
because of those reasons.
Yes. Hmm.
Who was it? I got
Look at Tulsi Gabbard. Now she was nominated for the NBI for National Security or something like that.
hmm
She had the FBI trailing her even when she was aboard aircraft, and she was considered a terrorist. Okay, this is what they did to her, a former congresswoman. Okay, now under Trump, if she gets appointed or confirmed by the Senate, she's going to be their boss.
It's just crazy.
It's upside down.
It's upside down. It's
Yeah.
crazy from every angle.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to remember who it was. It Nancy Mace.
Yeah, Nancy Mace.
Yeah, so
She's the
Nancy,
woman
I couldn't
that
remember
is
because
writing. Right, she's writing the bill to keep this one congressperson out of all of basically. Let's put it encapsulate it this way: Washington D.C.'s buildings. Okay, now they do have What do they call them? Restrooms or something. What do they call
well,
them?
yeah. What's the problem with just having it? Here was my position, right, Timmy?
Yeah.
My position was simple. If you're born with a penis, use the men's room. If you're
Yep.
not born with a penis, use the
Go in
girls'
the
room.
ladies' room. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're man-made, because that's what would have to happen, then
Yeah.
use the room that's for everybody, or
Yeah.
non. What do they call it?
Not
Family
there's
room, or
yeah, it's some kind of universal
or just
bathroom.
take the freaking
Anybody
names
can
off.
use
Who
it.
gives a shit? Have
Yeah,
men, women, and family,
yeah,
or everybody or anybody who if you're man-made, you
yeah,
shouldn't be in there. This Nancy Mace, God bless her, I believe she was molested or
yeah.
raped. I mean, she
Yeah, she
has a
was. She
real.
was raped.
So
She says.
why are we letting the minority be the ones to rule? Isn't it always been that the majority rules, the minority has a right to be heard and be respected?
Do you think a man should be in a
No,
bathroom where there's
Timmy,
young girls?
I already told you,
No.
man. I
Yeah.
helped pass the first transgender
Hmm.
protection bill in Albany County. And when I was meeting with hundreds of transgender people, I would say to them, don't ask me to go in the girls' room. Don't
Yeah.
ask me. And you know what they would say? That's not us. That's not what
Yeah.
we want.
But that's what it evolved to. It's
Well,
the
no,
camel's nose under the tent.
I think the majority of the people who are transgender don't want that.
No,
And
probably not.
they get lumped into it.
Hmm.
And I don't know, Tim, you look like you just became a hard penis because you popped right out of the freaking picture.
Yeah,
All
what
I see
happened to
is
my
I can
picture?
see your
I'm
glasses,
all
but
white suddenly.
I can't see your head. You got grown. What happened?
I don't know. It looks like my camera moved, maybe. I don't know. How's this?
Yeah, there you go. You shrunk back down to your normal size.
Yeah, my knee,
I thought your Viagra kicked in for Christ's
my
sakes.
knee, my knee hit the table.
Gee, Mary
Oh boy,
Joseph.
I'll hear about that next too. Hey, Sean
Hey,
Van
Timmy,
Sweet is
look,
here.
Timmy, we're going to use Timmy as a commercial for the Viagra there. He grew about 4 inches.
There's that. Hmm.
But
So
I think, I think the reality is if people want to vote for transgender, that's fine.
yeah, and they
Everybody's got to
did.
know, everybody's got to stay in their own lane.
Mm-hmm.
A
That's
true
all.
transgender has no desire to care about being in the boys or girls room, right? That's not what they
Right.
want. They want to be treated with respect and dignity and have equal rights when it comes to jobs and apartments and discrimination. But but there's a
Well,
group
you
that needs
do.
to fight. It's the
Yeah.
LGBTQ plus group. See,
Well,
they're
what
not
they should
relevant
do,
anymore.
that group there, Sean, what they ought to do, say, if you want to be transgender, that's okay, but you should not be a male playing in women's sports and dominating them.
But
Okay, and
here's the
that's what's
problem.
happening.
The problem is that organization is irrelevant because gay people have the same exact rights as you and I now. They were a gay community. They were about giving gay people the equal rights to get married, to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And today they have all those rights. And you know what happens? All the people who were getting rich in those organizations need to keep coming up with other things to fight about because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise the organization just goes away. What kind do you need an organization to fight for gay rights if you have every right that I have? So they went from gay to trans they have all it's almost the alphabet with a plus now.
Yeah.
I'm not
They'll be
talking about the
adding
good
numbers
people
now.
who are there's good people that are part of those organizations, right? I get it. But the organization itself, it's like Black Lives Matter. It's a political organization looking for ways to continue to fight so they can constantly sue and get money. And while you
Mm-hmm.
think they're fighting for your rights and while you think, you're the beneficiary of all of their arguments, you're not. They're benefiting. They're getting rich. And what's happening is people are getting sick and tired of watching these battles go on. And eventually the country says, I'm done. I don't care. I'm voting for somebody who's going to wipe it all out because I'm done. I just want to let my kid go to school and not worry about some guy in the bathroom with my daughter. Right? Is that
Mm-hmm.
fair?
Yeah. Well,
So the organizations want to keep fighting. Black Lives Matter. They never went to Chicago, Timmy, to help the
well,
kids getting shot every other day.
Well, since the election, if you really look at a lot of the media, okay, they are trying to tone all this stuff down, okay, because
Well,
people
not
are
all the
getting
media. Not all the media. I
not all,
watch CNN.
but it
I
seems to be toning down more.
bullshit. I just put Rachel Maddow on there, and she's telling you that Trump is putting all these people in here that are going to destroy the country. Why
She'll,
Biden just put in these two people?
she'll be out of a job in 2 months.
Well,
So,
my point is they're not changing. Some of the people who are
yeah,
smart, okay, some of the people that are smart in politics are saying, listen, we weren't listening to the people, man. We went too far from the center.
they did,
We weren't listening.
and
We
that's why
weren't
they got
hearing the
beat.
people, right? We were listening to the squeaky wheel. But the real problems in the country where people can't eat and they can't afford their bills, we weren't paying attention. We were too busy being woke.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're too busy trying to change the military so that instead of showing commercials of strong soldiers, men and women, getting ready to protect our country, we were showing people like these two saying, "Oh, look it, you could be in the in the army too." I mean, we can't even get people to join anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The country recognized that the far left went too far, and they
Yeah,
pushed themselves off the cliff. And now they have to pay the price because there's a price for elections, right? There's
yeah,
prices we will have a strong border. We won't have people coming in this country that were just being allowed to come in so they can be the next great voting wave because that's
yeah,
all it was, right?
yeah. I'm
We're
getting a
gonna have
message there
we're not
from
going to have
someone that
men swimming against women and stealing their college degrees and or their college money that they would get to go to school, to be a swimmer, to play hockey, to play soccer, to play volleyball. Men ain't going to now take away their scholarships. These
Yeah.
but if the Democratic Party just would have said, "Look, we're with you, man, but we can't go that far." Because you know what? Everybody in this country don't want to go that far, and we represent everybody as a whole. They may have won, but now there's a consequence, and I think CNN. You ain't even going to hear. Listen, the major media outlets, they're dying. You know who they're dying? They're dying to podcasts. They're
Yeah,
dying
they
to
are.
two
In
jerks
fact,
like you and I.
MSNBC is starting to crash, and they're looking at shutting that down.
Timmy,
CNA is going to be laying off people like Wolf Blitzer and
did
all
you
these
think
others.
two goofballs would have 70,000 people listening to them? We're
No.
just telling you the truth, and we're sharing the facts with you, and then we elaborate on how we feel about them. And most people must agree with us. I mean, there's some people that send me emails, call me an asshole and stuff, but the majority of people watching the show are watching it because they like what we have to say.
Yeah, you know
But
what? Right in
I'm
the
not making a
podcast,
fairy
and
tale.
look at you keep hearing it everywhere you go. Sean, is the mainstream media is dead. Okay, they blew it with all the polls. The last time it was polls were all wrong. This time the polls were all wrong. You can't trust these people. They were making everything on up. Look at, I think our chat system isn't working. That's what I'm getting the message. I don't know, but just to let you know. Okay, so if anybody's out there, you think you could post something, give it a try, so we can see if that's working.
They can post it on Facebook as well, or they can post it on.
Yeah.
It depends with where they're
But
watching.
so look at when you're going to take those pictures down of Rachel Hostig.
I took them down.
Oh, really? They're still up. Okay.
What do you mean?
I still got the photos up of these two that you got on
with the podcast, because I got the pictures of two other people up.
Really? Okay. The Rachel, here they are. Right now you got MSNBC.
No, I had these people up right here.
Okay. Yep, see them now. Sorry.
Yes. Well, Jesus, I don't know if you want to join our podcast and subscribe, because this is a shitty show, because every 5 minutes there's something going on. I think it's Timmy. I really do. He's supposed to be the guru, and every time he comes on, everything shits the bed. I don't know, but subscribe anyway. Help us figure out this nonsense. Maybe you're a better wizard than we are. But we last week I was talking about a whole bunch of stuff about these women, right? These women talking about, they don't want to have sex with men no more. I mean, it's really crazy.
Yeah.
Donald Trump wins and my wife wants to divorce me. Well, I don't get it. Or women are shaving their heads. But listen to these people and ask yourself. Hopefully they can hear it.
I can hear it.
There's a problem for me.
Yeah.
There's some kind of problem going on, and I don't have the answer for it. I mean, I'd like to take my computer, smash it on the ground, and not do any more podcast.
Well, you could blame me for it, even though I have absolutely zero control.
The amount of money that you pay, and then then it's not working.
You should be able to just play a video with the audio, and it's not working. And that's what's going on, folks. And it's a program we've been using. We've been using it for a year now, called EV Mux. Okay, and we should be able to just simply insert this video, play it, and it doesn't, and we can't get audio out of it. We don't know why.
Yeah, I don't have the answer. I don't.
Yeah.
So anyway, that just ruined most of the podcast, because a lot of it had videos today.
Well, we could talk about it, but basically, women shaving their head, saying they're celibacy, they won't let themselves get pregnant, they won't get married, and all because Kamala didn't win. Come on, ladies.
If I knew that's all it took, I would have.
Yeah,
I would
you,
have started that
you,
movement a long time ago.
right. All you had to do was run for Congress. Jesus,
It's
you
crazy.
know.
Hey, listen, everybody. I don't know. I apologize. I have no idea why it's not working. It's working on our end, and it's not working on your end, and it's really
Pisses us off.
bothering me to no end.
Yeah,
Um, I have no idea.
yeah,
It
right. Well, Sean said one woman was trying to shave her head didn't know how to use the shaver, and he's right. I
She's never
saw
going
that
to date
video.
anybody again because she cut her ear off.
Yeah.
She's got one ear and one eyebrow.
Hmm. Well, Sean Van Sleet doesn't have to worry about shaving his head. You know.
Hey, listen,
Well, look at.
I don't really know
I'm
the
just going
women
to
that.
throw one thing at you, though. Okay, if it wasn't for the New York Giants, the Cowboys would be in last place in the NFC.
Oh well, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
Hey, people,
but
I apologize once again. I have no idea why this wonderful program that cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and I
can't
don't
play
even
a
know if it's
video.
a program because some
Yeah,
of it's tied into YouTube and it's very complex. And
and it might
we're
be
gonna have
third party.
we have to
Because
come up with a
YouTube,
better
right?
solution. Because truthfully,
YouTube and
Timmy's not even this ugly. It's really got to be. It's the video.
yeah,
It's the video. Tim.
YouTube typically screens audio before they put it on out. It might be something that simple. But I
Got to
don't
be.
know.
It's got to be the. It's got to be the program, and it's disappointing because you work so hard. It takes
Try to
me
put
5 6 hours to put this show together
yeah,
before we, and then you test it and you play it and it sounds good, and then people watch it and people are gonna get sick of watching
yeah,
podcasts
because
that don't work. So we're
yeah,
not going to be here next week, isn't it? Is it
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving?
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be off until after Thanksgiving. Give me a chance to figure out what the hell's going on. So, hey, everybody, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. We love you. Thanks for joining the show. Apologize that we're having so many problems. Um, that's live TV for you, right? This is a
Yeah.
live show. This is happening in real time. Sometimes in real time we have problems and we can't figure them out. And it says I couldn't get on Facebook. I had to go on YouTube. See, I don't even know why Facebook is
And it
not
might be
working.
Facebook is blocking it, okay, and not YouTube. But they do screen the audio before they allow something to play, and it might be something like that.
I
I
just think
don't know.
I don't know
And
either.
you can't get tech. We can't get tech help that easy either. Getting a hold of these people for tech help is tough.
Yeah, I think it's just there's a problem somewhere and there's a glitch. Hopefully, I'll figure it out and we'll be back with you guys after Thanksgiving. God bless. Take care and talk to you soon.
Adios. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, there's something going on because it's shaking and it's
Well,
just
you froze a couple times that I could see, and then when you were playing the audio, I could hear it. Everything looked okay. Okay. But the people are saying they can't see it, can't hear it. So I don't know what's going on.
I have no idea. The whole thing is shaking and jumping and